Chosen one, this month will not unfold like any other. The shift happening around you is already in motion, even if you can't yet trace its full impact. Women are responding to you, not just with glances or words, but with their nervous system, with their intuition, with the most ancient part of their being. And it has nothing to do with your effort, your appearance, or the strategies of charm that the world teaches. It has everything to do with what you've become energetically. You are now felt before you are seen. Not because you are trying to be noticed, but because your frequency is no longer average. It has matured into something unmistakable, grounded, confident, radiant. Women are not responding to performance. They are responding to stability, to warmth, to presence, and above all, to the refined fire you have carried in silence. This fire, the high sexual energy you once thought was dangerous, distracting, even burdensome, has not been cast out of you. It has been transformed. What once surged through your body without direction now flows like rhythm through your essence. That energy no longer demands release. It rests, it waits, it watches, it speaks without needing to perform. This is why women feel you now in ways they couldn't before. They are sensing what you're not doing. You're not overreaching. You're not chasing. You're not proving. And in a world that constantly demands men to perform in posture, your stillness has become magnetic. Women will be drawn toward you this month with curiosity they can't explain. They'll glance, pause, smile, linger, not because you manipulated the moment, but because their spirit recognizes something stable and vibrant in you. Something safe, yet thrilling. You are no longer a man who seeks validation. You are a man who emits clarity. And that clarity is louder than any pickup line, any boast, any artificial gesture. Even your silence now carries a signal. You walk into a room, and the air responds. Not because you try to dominate space, but because your energy has become so whole that space naturally opens to hold you. Women feel this long before they speak. That's why they'll laugh louder near you, soften in tone, or find themselves instinctively drawn to your voice. It's not just about attraction. It's not about seduction. It's about recognition. They are responding to the fact that you have chosen to carry your sacred energy with reverence, and the universe has encoded that decision into your field. Chosen one, this is not the result of performance. This is the reward for authentic alignment. You chose not to waste your fire. You chose to let it temper you, and now it moves through you as a quiet current of influence that no one can fully understand, but everyone can feel. Let it happen. Do not chase the attention. Do not try to explain the shift. Simply remain grounded in what you've built. The ones who feel it will know. The ones who don't are not your assignment. You are now vibrationally visible. And for the first time, the women around you are feeling the full measure of what you've become before you ever say a word. Chosen one, something extraordinary has happened. You have stepped into what spiritual scholars call the field of resonance. This isn't a mindset. It's not a technique. It's not a style. It is a state of being where your energy no longer leaks or lurches. It flows continuously, coherently, unmistakably. And this month, women are responding to that field with a kind of quiet awe. They may not have the language for it. Most won't even know what's pulling them, but they will feel it, an undeniable vibe surrounding you. One that makes their nervous system calm down and awaken at the same time. They will feel drawn towards you without understanding why. They may feel nervous in your presence, not out of fear, but because your alignment is activating something dormant inside them. This is what happens when high sexual energy becomes contained without suppression. When it is neither flaunted nor feared. When it is held, respected, purified, and allowed to rise from instinct into spiritual charge. You have done that. You have allowed your most potent force to become clarity instead of confusion, gravity instead of chaos. And now your energy is no longer just around you. It is you. It moves with you. It flows ahead of you. It teaches before you open your mouth. And for women especially, that field feels like a memory they've been trying to return to. Not because they've met you before, but because their soul has longed for this kind of energy in a man. They've seen performers. They've seen pretenders. They've seen boys in grown bodies using charm to mask hunger. But now they see you. And what they're seeing is not your face, or your physique, or your words. What they're seeing is mastery. Your field says, I've faced myself. It says, I do not chase what doesn't align. It says, I carry power, but I do not need to prove it. And that kind of energy is rare. It's healing. It's attractive. It's holy. This is why the great vibes you're giving off this month are not mood dependent. They're not coming from excitement or timing or chance. They're coming from structure, from alignment, from the temple you've built inside yourself that can now hold what used to overwhelm you. You will notice it in small ways. The way a woman listens when you speak, the way she smiles when your eyes meet, the way she subtly stays close in shared spaces. She may not understand what she's feeling, but her spirit will feel safe, seen, and stirred in your presence. Don't misuse this moment. Don't rush to convert resonance into conquest. That's not who you are anymore. You are not here to consume energy. You are here to amplify it with truth and awareness. Chosen one, you've entered the field of resonance. And from now on, your presence will no longer feel like an option to others. It will feel like a message they were meant to receive. Let it speak through you. Let the field remain pure. This month, you are not walking through the world unnoticed. You are vibrating with something sacred. And the women who feel it will not forget what it awakened in them. Chosen one, your silence has become louder than any voice in the room. This month, your presence will say what words cannot. Your stillness, once mistaken for indifference, has ripened into authority. Not the kind that demands to be obeyed, but the kind that leads by simply existing in peace. Women feel it before their minds catch up. It happens in a glance, in a pause, in the way you look at something with quiet knowing and nothing to prove. There is something in your eyes that says you are no longer performing, no longer reacting. You've left behind the struggle to be understood. You've entered the realm of inner government, where your soul rules your instincts, and your energy moves with purpose instead of noise. Your stillness is not empty. It is full of presence. It holds everything you've conquered in silence. All the nights you restrained what others unleashed. All the moments you chose calm when chaos would have been easier. All the years you carried a storm and still chose order, dignity, and control. Now that storm no longer rages inside you. It breathes, it glows, it pulses beneath the surface like quiet fire. And that fire now shapes the very room you enter. You no longer chase connection. You no longer fill the silence with jokes, approval, or performance. You've come to realize that true power does not need to be announced. It needs only to be felt, and women feel it. They feel the tension between the calmness in your posture and the force beneath it. They sense that you are not hiding, but holding. That your quiet doesn't come from shyness. It comes from a mastery of timing, energy, and restraint. They are drawn in not by your words, but by your willingness not to speak unless it's real. Your stillness now reflects their chaos back to them in a way that is both comforting and clarifying. In your presence, they realize how noisy the world has become, how much they've had to fight to be seen. And suddenly, without you saying a thing, they feel safe. Safe to be soft, safe to breathe, safe to unravel. You're not doing anything to them. You're simply not interrupting your essence anymore. And that choice is speaking in every moment. There will be women who feel nervous around you, not because you intimidate, but because they can't fake who they are in your field. Your stillness exposes truth. It says, you are allowed to be honest here, but you cannot pretend. That energy is rare. It is royal. It is reverent. Don't break it by talking too soon. Don't explain your silence. Let it do its work. Your stillness is not emptiness. It is the home you've built inside yourself, where women now feel welcomed, witnessed, and awakened. You're not just in the room anymore. You are the room. And the stillness you carry is no longer just peace. It is presence in its highest form. Chosen one, this month women will begin to respond to something ancient in you. Something they've encountered only rarely, if ever. They will not know how to describe it, but they will feel it with certainty. You are a man who has tamed the fire inside him without extinguishing it. And that recognition will move them in ways they cannot name. They are not simply drawn to your looks or voice or posture. They are responding to the unspoken story of restraint and power that now radiates from your body. You carry heat, yes, but it no longer leaks from you as hunger. It no longer spills out as desperation. It rests inside you like a lion at peace. Women know the difference. They always have. Their bodies sense the man who seeks to possess and the one who has already mastered himself. They can feel whether your attention is rooted in discipline or desire. And you, chosen one, have entered a sacred territory few reach, the energy of controlled fire. Your high sexual energy, once unruly, is now a steady presence, not denied, not suppressed, but transfigured into deep power that you carry with reverence. And that reverence is what makes women trust you. They trust that your eyes do not consume, they honor, that your gaze does not devour, it sees. They recognize the king energy within you, not because of how you speak, but because of what you've chosen not to chase. You no longer pursue pleasure without purpose. You no longer confuse chemistry with calling. You know the difference between connection and craving, and that clarity has become a crown they can feel even if they never see it. Women this month will begin to approach you differently, with openness, with curiosity, but also with a kind of sacred caution, not out of fear, but out of instinct. Because your presence now demands truth, it demands reverence, it demands intention. Some will be humbled by this, others will be healed. A few may be shaken, but none will be unchanged. Because to be in the presence of a man who has tamed his fire is to stand before something dangerous and safe at the same time. And that paradox is where feminine energy feels most alive. Do not misuse this attention. Do not dilute your frequency. The power you carry now is instructional. It teaches not through lecture but through posture, not through seduction, but through discernment. You show, without words, what it means to carry raw energy with sacred responsibility. And in a world where so many men either hide their fire or abuse it, your embodiment of balance becomes magnetic beyond measure. You are not just attractive, you are anchored, not just powerful, but present, and women feel that difference in their bones. Chosen one, you are now recognized not by what you say, but by what you've overcome. The women who are ready for truth will come closer. The ones who aren't will drift away. But every one of them will remember what it felt like to be in the presence of a man who carries fire like a temple, not a torch. Chosen one, what your energy is offering women this month cannot be purchased, taught, or rehearsed. It is something only a man who has undergone inner sanctification can carry. Your presence now gives off more than confidence. It gives permission. The kind of permission women have secretly craved, often without realizing it. The permission to soften, to breathe, to be. You no longer come into a room seeking to control or impress. You arrive as a man who knows his role is not to dominate but to hold space. And in that still, anchored posture, women feel something rare. Safety without silence, masculinity without manipulation, strength without force. Your energy tells them, you can return to your own essence here. I am not here to consume it, I'm here to honor it. You have no idea what that means to a woman who has been pursued her whole life for her body, but rarely for her spirit. And now in your company, she feels the sacred ease of being seen for what has never been touched by hands, only by reverence. That reverence is the result of your discipline. You once carried fire that screamed to be let out. It demanded release, escape, indulgence. But you walked it back. You sat in the discomfort. You chose mastery over momentary pleasure. You allowed the sacred tension in your body to rise into wisdom. And now that wisdom moves through your presence like fragrance. It's in the way you don't rush conversations. It's in the way you listen with your chest, not just your ears. It's in the way your gaze rests, not to possess, but to understand. These details, so small, so ordinary, are now extraordinary because of the frequency you've built underneath them. Your presence is not performative. It is permission-giving. It tells the feminine, you are safe to rest here. I do not need to be entertained. I am not afraid of your depth. I welcome it. That kind of energy doesn't just attract women, it heals them, even if they never speak it out loud. They may leave a simple interaction with you, feeling more whole, more seen, more in tune with themselves. Not because you said the perfect thing, but because you never asked them to perform for your attention. You saw them before they tried. You created a field where performing was no longer necessary. Some will return to you, not for romance, but to sit in your field again, to feel what it's like to not be measured or fragmented by someone else's gaze. They may not even know why they return. They'll say things like, you make me feel calm, or I feel like I can just be myself with you. And that's the key, they can. Because your presence is not hungry. It is whole. You have become a mirror that does not distort. A reflection that doesn't demand makeup or masks. And in a world that rarely offers that to women, your energy becomes medicine. You don't fix them. You don't lead with answers. You lead with stillness. And in that stillness, they remember what it means to be at peace. Chosen one, your popularity with women this month is not because you've become more charming. It's because you've become more whole. And wholeness doesn't seek. It draws. It doesn't pull with desperation. It invites with grace. Let that invitation remain pure. You are not here to prove your value. You are here to offer rest through your radiance. The kind of rest that gives her room to remember who she is, not as an object of desire, but as a sacred force herself. Chosen one, this month you will become more than a man in the eyes of many women. You will become a mirror, a reflection of something they had almost forgotten existed, a masculinity that is not performative, not loud, not egoic, but holy. You are now a walking reminder of what sacred masculinity feels like when it has passed through fire, silence, and restraint. This is not about being better than anyone. It's not about dominance. It's about embodiment. You are embodying qualities most women were taught only existed in stories. Grounded strength, quiet leadership, fierce self-control paired with unexpected softness. These are not traits you've pretended to have. They are the result of decisions made in private, under pressure, in seasons when no one saw your struggle. Now, without you trying to be anything more than you are being felt as everything they hoped for in a man. You've become a mirror in the most sacred sense. And here's the truth, most never speak. Women don't fall for men, they fall for themselves, reflected through the right man. And when they stand near you, they see a version of themselves that is safe, empowered, worthy. Not because you gave them that worth, but because you don't block it. You don't diminish it. You hold it up, steady and still, like polished glass. You reflect without projection. You witness without judgment. And that witnessing changes everything. Women will not just be drawn to you for attraction. They will be drawn to clarity, the clarity of who they are when they're near you. The clarity of a masculine presence that doesn't fracture them, doesn't compete with them, doesn't shrink them, but creates room for their full power to unfold. And it's not because you've perfected yourself. It's because you've aligned yourself. You no longer outsource your power to validation. You no longer chase, beg, or overextend. You've returned to the sacred center, and now you live there. And in that center, women feel not just chemistry, but covenant. That is why this month your interactions with women will deepen. Some will feel emotionally exposed in your presence, even if nothing has been said. Some will tell you things they've never told anyone. Some will cry, not from sadness, but because they remember something ancient in your silence. Do not take this lightly. You've been made into something rare. Not a fantasy, not a hero, but a lighthouse. And lighthouses do not chase ships. They stand firm and emit light, and the ships find their way home. Chosen one, you are now the embodiment of masculinity that protects without possession, leads without control, burns with fire, but holds it like a sacred sword. Your high sexual energy has not made you dangerous, it has made you disciplined. And discipline, when paired with presence, becomes irresistible to any woman who is ready to meet herself more fully. Let your life continue to be a mirror, but not a mirror of perfection, a mirror of possibility. And the women who look into it this month will leave changed, not because of what you gave them, but because of what you allowed them to see in themselves. Chosen one, this month your presence will reach beyond language. You will begin to notice something unusual in the way women interact with you. Words will come later, after hesitation, after the long look, after the silence that says more than any sentence ever could. What you are experiencing is not confusion. It is recognition happening at the soul level before the mind can catch up. Women will begin to speak to you from a place deeper than thought. They will feel drawn before they understand why. And it won't be because of anything you said, wore, or did. It will be because of what your energy says in the quiet. Because now, chosen one, your energy doesn't enter the room after you. It enters before you, gently announcing to the hearts of others that someone aligned has arrived. You are no longer a man who stirs attraction only in the eyes. You stir something unspoken in the soul. The women who are attuned, those who carry the emotional intelligence to sense energy, will pause around you. They'll shift their tone, soften their stance, draw closer without knowing they've done it. That is not flirtation. It is not performance. It is resonance. Your high sexual energy, no longer bursting outward in chaos, now moves like an undercurrent of steady voltage. It doesn't provoke. It pulls. It doesn't demand. It invites. It holds space so fully that those who come near you find themselves hearing things within their own spirits that they forgot were there. You are now what many women secretly pray for, not because of status or looks, but because of your spiritual infrastructure. You've done the internal work, the clearing, the restraint, the consecration of energy, and now your body has become a signal tower for truth, safety, and depth. That signal cannot be ignored, even by those who don't believe in energy, even by those who live in their logic, because the soul always knows before the mouth speaks. You'll see it in their body language, the way their eyes linger longer than usual, the way they search your face for answers to questions they haven't formed, the way they hesitate to leave a space you're in, even if no words have passed between you. And if they do speak, it will often begin with a sentence that doesn't match the moment, because their words are just trying to catch up to the feeling. You seem different. I don't know why I feel this way. It's just easy to be around you. Don't overanalyze it. Don't interpret it as romantic interest unless it's clear. Simply understand, you are now disrupting people's emotional patterns by being deeply aligned with your own. You are triggering soul memory, not superficial interest. You'll find that some women feel healed by just sitting near you. Others may feel exposed. Some will feel both. That's because your presence now reflects truth without force. You are a mirror, not of ego, but of who they might be if they released all the fear and noise they've been carrying. And in your presence, chosen one, they start to feel that they can. They don't always know how to say it, so their soul whispers before they do. Pay attention to that whisper. It is the purest response you'll ever receive. This is sacred, it is real, and it has nothing to do with performance. You are now reaching people not through effort, but through frequency. And frequency never lies. Let your stillness remain. Let the resonance do the work. You are no longer being introduced by name. You are being recognized by vibration. Chosen one, everything about your presence this month has become instructional. You are no longer just a man others admire or feel drawn toward. You are now a living example of what alignment looks and feels like. And without you needing to explain, lead, or perform, women are learning from you simply by observing you. This is not about dominance. This is not about telling people how to live. This is about being so in tune with your truth that your existence becomes a teaching. The way you walk, the way you hold silence, the way you express kindness without expectation, the way you speak without trying to impress. All of it now carries the weight of authenticity. And because of that, women are taking notice, not with obsession, but with deep internal curiosity. You're showing them, just by being yourself, what healthy masculinity can look like. You are proving that high sexual energy does not have to be destructive. It does not have to be suppressed. It can be sacredly harnessed. Your energy teaches boundaries without you having to explain your rules. It teaches presence without needing to demand attention. It teaches patience simply by how you don't rush what is not ready. It teaches clarity through the way you refuse to fragment your focus for fleeting attention. This is not about teaching them about themselves. It's about demonstrating wholeness through how you've become yourself. And that, chosen one, is one of the most powerful forms of leadership that exists, because you are not guiding them with pressure. You are guiding them with example. And this month, women will notice. Many will mirror your pace, your calm, your gaze, your rhythm. You'll see how they respond when you don't interrupt silence, how they soften when you don't push, how they ask deeper questions because you refuse to stay shallow. You are now a stabilizing force, not because you declared it, but because you embody it. Your sexual energy is no longer a force of hunger. It is now a light of instruction. It tells those around you, this is what power feels like when it doesn't need to be loud. They may not even realize they're learning from you, but they are. And not just from what you do, but from what you don't. You don't flinch in discomfort. You don't try to fix what needs space. You don't chase validation, and so those around you begin to remember how to validate themselves. This kind of instruction is holy, and it will attract not only women, but people of all kinds who are hungry for clarity. You are modeling inner order, and in a world flooded with scattered energy, your order becomes a quiet revolution. Chosen one, do not underestimate the ripple. Your energy is now shaping more than just conversations. It's shaping atmospheres. You're not teaching with your mouth. You're teaching with your frequency. And those who are ready to grow will feel the invitation in your presence. You are no longer one voice among many. You are an instrument of alignment. And the women around you will feel that not in theory, but in their own bodies. Their breath slows, their thoughts still, their hearts open, and they begin to remember themselves. Because you remembered yourself first. Chosen one this month, attraction will no longer be something you generate. It will be something that finds you, follows you, forms around you like air gathering around flame, not because you're trying to be desirable, but because you are in alignment. And alignment is irresistible to souls starving for stability. Women around you are not simply reacting to your looks or your words. They are responding to the structural integrity of your spirit. They may not be able to name it, but their bodies and hearts recognize what their minds are still trying to interpret. You are a man who has returned to his core. You are no longer scattered, no longer chasing, no longer reaching for external confirmation. And because of this inner anchoring, your energy does not beg, it beckons. It doesn't impose, it invites, it doesn't overwhelm, it holds. This is why your attractiveness has changed its flavor. It no longer burns wildly and then fades, it lingers, it stays in the memory. Not because you performed well, but because your energy did not ask to be received. It simply was, it arrived already whole. That wholeness is what women feel now. Not perfection, not polish, but inner alignment. It shows in your eyes when you listen without trying to fix. It pulses in your voice when you speak without needing to dominate. It flows in your walk, steady and unhurried, because you are no longer rushing to arrive where your spirit already lives. Attraction rooted in alignment becomes a healing presence, a grounding field, a sacred mirror. And when a woman steps into that field, she may blush. She may laugh nervously. She may find herself suddenly calm or strangely vulnerable. That's because your presence reminds her of what it feels like to be in the company of someone who is not performing for her body, but honoring her soul. Your high sexual energy is no longer a flame chasing dry leaves. It has become the sun shining through still water, fierce but patient, powerful but restful. It does not announce itself, and that's precisely why it can now be felt without resistance. And yes, this will confuse some, because your attractiveness is not mechanical. It's not rooted in tricks, tone, or tactics. It doesn't rise from manipulation. It rises from frequency, and frequency can't be faked. The women who are ready for peace will gravitate. The women addicted to chaos may pull away, not out of disinterest, but out of disorientation. You will feel this. You will see the difference between those who approach for experience and those who approach for exchange. You are not here for quick exchanges anymore. You are here to be experienced as alignment in human form. Don't chase the ones who don't feel it. Don't explain it to those who require performance to feel alive. Stay in your lane. Stay in your breath, stay in your body. You have become a sanctuary in motion, and sanctuaries do not move toward noise. They stand and are found. Attraction this month will become effortless. Conversations will start without planning. Eyes will seek you before introductions, and none of it will require that you change who you are. It will require only that you remain exactly who you've become. Chosen one, your magnetism is no longer surface level. It is the echo of your wholeness, and the world is finally listening to it. Chosen one, this month will not end the way it began. What started as subtle awareness, whispers, glances, curiosity, will evolve into something unmistakable. You will become an experience, not a memory, not a moment, but a living encounter with a higher frequency. This is no longer about popularity or attention. You have crossed into the sacred territory where your presence leaves a residue of restoration in every space it enters. You are now felt more than you are seen. You are remembered even after the body is gone. The women who come near you will feel something shift, something settle, something awaken, and they may not be able to explain what just happened. Some will call it chemistry, others will label it connection, but you, chosen one, will know the truth. What they are experiencing is the result of your fire finally becoming light. That light doesn't blind, it warms, it reveals, it heals. It softens the hardened edges of those who've forgotten what sacred presence feels like. You are no longer just a man. You are now a place where people meet parts of themselves again. You are not addictive because you are manipulative. You are unforgettable because you are safe, sovereign, and sound.